Hi all, and welcome to my new video related to Bitcoin education. This video is the 10th out of 15 related to explaining the blockchain. And in particular, we are at step 6, and we will see block rewards and transactions fee as incentive because we left the last video asking ourselves, okay, we have miners who create the blocks, but who incentivize these miners or how the miners are incentivized? Let's look then more in the deep. So firstly, disclaimer, this presentation is for educational purpose only. It is not a financial advice. As always, the books are The Basics of Bitcoins and Blockchains Basic, written by Anthony Lewis and Daniel Drescher. They are really great books. I recommend you, if you are interested, to read this book in order to get more and more knowledge about blockchain. And it's not about being computer science. I don't work in computer science and don't have a degree in computer science. It's about how to understand the technology without being a software developer. So here is the list of videos, and we see that with this video we are number 10 out of 15, and we are then approaching the two-thirds of all presentations. I hope you enjoyed so far, and now with this video remain only six, and after this video will be only one-third. Let's start where we were making a summary where we were before. So at this point, we have transactions bundled in blocks, and bookkeepers agree on the order of blocks that are propagating around the network. We have therefore eliminated the role of the third party in creating accounts, maintaining and ordering the list of transactions, and maintaining and ordering the list of transactions. Furthermore, we have miners who create the blocks that contain all the transactions. The next problem is how do we incentivize the miners in creating the blocks and therefore keeping the system running? Energy that costs money, and they will not create money without an incentive. One option would be an external payment, but would not work because we would need a central authority to control it. Using fiat currency also would not work, either because it is held in bank and banks can freeze the account. What will work will be an internal or an intrinsic incentivization, like a transaction fee, small amount of value from each transaction. The transaction fee reward will work then when there are many transactions every 10 minutes. But how do we incentivize the miners in the period with low transactions? As solution, the system will reward every miner who has created a valid block with new Bitcoin. That's why block reward, a quantity that will decrease over time. And let's look more this into deep. New Bitcoin creation follows the rule of programmed scarcity. That every 210,000 blocks, about 4 years in time, the amount of Bitcoin rewarded for every block is cut in half. Miners received 50 Bitcoins per block in the period 2009-2012, 25 Bitcoins during the period 2012-2016, 12.5 Bitcoins per block during the period 2016-2020, and they are receiving now 6.25 blocks during the period 2020-2024. The quantity decrease is a phenomenon known as halving, necessary to keep the scarcity of Bitcoin. And at the moment, about 91% of all Bitcoins have been already mined. Only 9% is left to be mined. The last portion of Bitcoin will be mined in 2140. The scope of the halving is to increase the scarcity of Bitcoin over time. And the stock, that's why we have programmed scarcity. I say this just the highlight. I discuss about why the Bitcoin should be scarce, and in the lectures related to the monetary value proposition of Bitcoin. Here I'm just saying that the stock to flow ratio is around of Bitcoin is 55, similar to the one of gold that is around 60. Um, that's mean for Bitcoin, it means that the current stock of Bitcoins is 55 higher than the inflow of new Bitcoins in a given year. And in 2 years, and to be more precise, from May 24 2024, after the next halving, the stock to flow ratio of Bitcoin will double the one of gold, 120 versus 60, and it will make Bitcoin the scarcest asset in the world. So far, the miner will keep receiving blocks, but half of them in 2024. Instead of 6.25, 3.125. As said, we stop here because this topic is relevant for the monetary proposition and I did already several videos. The main topic of this presentation is focused on how the blockchain is working, and with this step it is clear which is the incentives for miners to create blocks and keep the system running and they keep the system secure, block rewards and transaction free. And with that is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed and see you in one of my next videos. Bye.